They cut out, certain things that sort of show them where they would like to be, the kind of house you want to live in, the kind of car you'd like to drive this year, the kind of work you'd like, or office or organization you'd like to work at. And then put it on a cardboard, paste it somewhere you can see it, cut out some words for you. For example, if you want to be CEO this year, cut out CEO, paste it on that cardboard. If you want to be MD this year, if you want to be an entrepreneur, whatever, cut out anything that for you shows where you'd love to find yourself, where you'd love to be. Put it on a cardboard and paste it somewhere you can see every morning. Apparently, I hear that study shows that it actually works. But you may not believe in all of that fluff. For you, it's just about putting in the work, get rolling up your sleeves and doing the work. And that also works as well. And of course, when it comes to talking about the year and some of the things you'd like to see happen, yes, there's work that we all need to put in. You can't just do a vision board and go back to sleep and expect that anything will happen. You're going to wake up and that vision board is going to be right there staring you in the face, and your reality of not having, met all of the things you put on that board still, obviously not being there. So yes, there's a lot of things we need to put into place if we want a productive year. And, for the next few Tuesdays, we're going to be highlighting some of those things because it is time to be practical. Enough of the dreaming. I think I saw a meme yesterday about how, yes, we like to, romanticize, the things that we want. But when it comes to putting in the work, not very many people want to put in the work, unfortunately. I guess that's why there's not that many billionaires, millionaires, that many high achievers out there, outliers out there. So if you want to have a productive 2022, are you ready to put in the work? Are you really, really ready to put in the work? Have you chart the course for where you want to go and you are ready to, take that route? Well, if you are, then like I said, the next few Tuesdays we'll be highlighting certain things that could contribute to making a year productive. And for today, we're starting with reading, book culture, basically. And of course, we know the statistics aren't very great out there for Nigeria, but we know generally that people have talked about how sort of reading culture has dropped, I guess, with the, advent of social media and all of that. This younger generation, the sort of lack of attention, it has made it that not too many people read books these days. You talk to younger people and you can tell that, hey, the depth is not really there. And you can only get that depth from reading. Sorry. I mean, you can watch as many, and it's good to watch a lot of, movies, and yes, you can learn a lot of things from movies and stuff, but I don't know. And I guess I'll ask a few people, like, what do you think? That I think that nothing can give you, and trust me, you're coming from somebody who struggles to read. So I'm not here sitting on a pedestal. I struggle to read as well. So if you find me reading, it's because I've given myself a task of, I need to read because garbage in, garbage out. Also because I also actually do believe that nothing gives you depth like reading books. You can watch movies, you can watch documentaries, all of those things are great. You can read the newspaper. But I mean, reading a book is like just getting entrance into somebody's mind, somebody's experience, somebody's exposure. And it's just totally phenomenal. If you disagree with me, let me know. Send me a text right now and let me know. But today I'm going to be talking to a lady and also we're going to be making an announcement at 8:30. So I know people are already waiting for that as well. I'm so nervous. Okay, so Adejoke Adepoju Oyekon is a media personnel with over 12 years experience in book publishing and journalism. She's an advocate for a robust reading culture and has functioned well as a book analyst, a graduate of mass communication with a professional certificate in basic radio TV presentation from Federal Radio. I think we should swap. I didn't know she was, wow. I mean, I think we should swap. I know her as a publisher, but I mean, reading her profile, I thought, okay, well. Also, she has digital advertising and broadcast journalism from XGO Advertising Media Lagos. She has worked with some notable publishing companies in Ibadan, such as Sterling Holding Publishers, Craft Books Limited, and has also freelanced for other publishing companies and media houses like MITV and Diamond FM. She hones her skills at Bookcraft Limited as the operations manager, which we know, Bookcraft for publishing Wale Soyinka's books. All Wale Soyinka's books are published by Bookcraft. So yes, Uncle Femi Olaibi, well done. Adejoke resigned in 2021 to fulfill her long-time dream and passion, which is book publishing, and she's the CEO of Purple Bloom Publishers. As part of her goals to encourage and promote reading, she's presently the host of Reader's Crib, a radio book chat program where she reviews books, interviews writers, authors, publishers, and other stakeholders. Her strength includes good communication and interpersonal skills, planning corporate events, discovering talents, and helping people achieve their goals. And her love for children has also made her to volunteer time to read and educate teenagers at some non-governmental organization. Adejoke is a dance instructor and has taught both young and old the art of dance. She loves reading, beading, baking, and meeting people. She's married to her best friend and dance partner, and they are blessed with 2 wonderful children. I'm sure everybody can say it is nice to meet you. We feel like we've met you from reading your profile today. Thank you so much, and welcome to the program.
It's an honor to be here.
Oh, wow. I mean, your profile has told us a lot about you, but it's interesting. I mean, how you, gone from radio, TV, done quite a lot, digital marketing, and then you're falling into book publishing. And from your profile also, we've heard that you worked at Bookcraft, which we all know. Yeah. So now you're working as CEO of your own publishing house.
Yes.
Purple Bloom. So how did you fall in love with publishing? Let's not even talk about book reading first, but publishing, how did you? It feels like, was it a mistake, sort of getting from radio and TV and all of that into book publishing? How did that happen for you? Was it deliberate?
I've been frequently asked this question, so it's normal. I was born into the publishing family.
Interesting.
So my dad worked at Macmillan Publishers.
We all know that brand. Yes.
And while growing up, I read Pesetas. It comes up with lots of novels. And as the first child, I had to know how to publish.
Wow.
So at home, sometimes I will be typing. Sometimes they will bring in manuscript and say, this is how to do it. Then sometimes they'll bring in softwares, teach me. So he's my teacher.
Right.
So from time, it took me around. When my dad is going around anywhere, it takes me around. And we talk about publishing. And from there, I said, I'm not going to go into publishing. So I went into mass communication.
Yes.
And when I was in school,
were you being a rebel, or it didn't seem like something that was interesting?
I was just like, this is like a family thing. Let me try something new.
True.
So I went and I studied mass communication, and there was a course in publishing.
Wow.
And I came out as one of the best. And I just thought, I can't run away
the
from
blood.
I can't run away.
Right.
And I found myself within publishing, and
the rest is history.
Yes.
And that's interesting. I like that you said that obviously your dad was a publisher, and so you were exposed to books. So when I often think about children, especially younger people these days, and do you think that you tick it up because books were just lying around, but because it was in you in the first place to just read these books? Because there are some people that are exposed to books, but you do not pick up the culture of reading.
No, I think it was in me.
Okay.
Because I just developed that passion. You see me anywhere, I will hold a book. I will, even as young as 7, I can remember I will hold a book. I'll sit down in my mom's shop reading. So it's not something it was a passion. So I love reading.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So for those who are just joining us, we're talking about reading, the book culture, as a means of having a productive 2022. So many people want to have a productive year. You want to, do such great things. But I'm one of the. What do you think? Let me ask you. What do you think? When I said, obviously, nothing can give you as much depth as reading a book. People watch documentaries, and I know some very smart people who say I don't like reading because they watch documentaries, they watch a lot of things, but. What are your thoughts on that arguable statement?
You have to read, because reading helps develop and nurture the mind. And you eat every day. The way food is to the body, reading is to the mind.
Right.
So we often hear a reader is a leader, which is very true.
True.
It helps you communicate very well. True. It improves your communication skills. It takes you you can be reading a book and you're somewhere else.
Yeah, true. Your mind travels. But what do you think about, things have evolved because of technology. Now there are audio books.
Yes.
So what do you think? Do you think that audio books are still reading a book?
Yes, audiobook is still reading a book. Apart from audiobook, we have ebooks also. So you're still reading a book. Some people prefer ebooks. They can lie down on their bed and take their phone or Kindle and start reading.
Right.
So as long as you're reading, Even if you're not reading the physical copy, you're reading or listening, you're still reading.
Okay, all right, let's take a short break. Adejoke Oyekun is still with me, and we're talking about reading as a means of having a productive 2022. She's talked about different kinds of books now. There are audio books, there are ebooks, and we'll pull that apart when we come back. The pros and cons of using some of these, platforms for reading, and generally just how we can actually use reading as a means to have a productive 2022. Hope that you join us in this conversation when we open phone lines as well. So don't go away.
With better music for body, we know the stress. Boxer street to Nadi zone. At work or when I go, you never feel alone.
You the one. Join me every Monday, Tuesday, and Fridays for 1:30 p.m. on Top Splash 105.5 FM. This one, now Boxer Street Tunes with Bajaj. Give away plenty.
Hello, Mrs. Martins.
Yes. Oh, Mrs. Johnson, how may I help you?
Junior's body temperature is high, and he's complaining about headaches and body aches.
Not to worry. Get Bruston and suspension.
Okay, ma. I'll call you back.
Bruston and Suspension for Children is a sweet-tasting brand of ibuprofen which provides relief against toothache, pains, and fever in children after 30 minutes.
Hello, ma. Oh, Junior, stop that.
Is everything okay, Mrs. Johnson?
Yes, ma. Junior is fine now. In fact, Junior, sorry, ma. I'll call you back.
Brustin and Suspension for Children. Always take the product after meal. If symptoms persist after 2 days, consult your doctor. A quality product from Rambaxay.
You know I like that kind of thing. Take me anywhere I will go.
Rejoice Place Supermarket. Ilé ìtajà ìgbàlódé tẹ́ ti lè rí ohunkóhun tẹ́ bá ń fẹ́ rà. Láìsí wàhálà tàbí pákáleke. Ti dùnnú ti fọkànbalẹ̀ làwọn èèyàn fi ń ná Rejoice Place Supermarket. Torí pé kò sóhun tí wọ́n wá débẹ̀ tí wọ́n rí. Oríṣiríṣi daily needs bíi beverages, toiletries, packaged imported and local foods. Ìyẹn àwọn oúnjẹ ilẹ̀ yá àti tòkè òkun tí wọ́n ti ṣe lọ́jọ̀. Ohun mímu ẹlẹ́rìndòdò lónìrànràn tó fi mọ́ imported wines lóríṣiríṣi. Bẹ́ẹ̀ ni àtẹ̀yítẹ̀ rò lọ́kàn yẹn gan. Ìrọ̀rùn lọ́jà wọn, owó wọn ò sì gún pa. Tẹ̀ríntọ̀ yàyà ni wọ́n fi máa dá yín lóhùn. Láàyè tó rọjú, ẹ kàn sí Rejoice Place Supermarket lẹ́ni ní 42 Liberty Road by Bọ́láìgè bus stop adjacent DB filling station Òkè Àdó Ìbàdàn. Ẹ̀rọ ìbánisọ̀rọ̀ 081-8715-4256 tàbí 090-9888-0153. Wọ́n wà lórí àwọn ìkànnì ìbánidọ́rẹ̀ẹ́ at Rejoice Place Supermarket. Joyce Place Supermarket. Òǹtajà pàdé òǹrajà. Gẹ́gẹ́ ṣe gẹ́gẹ́.
Bode, now what do you dey find for kitchen?
My dear, na spoon to drink of medicine.
Honey, take comics, just here, drink, and get relief.
Yes, so summer comics for scratch throat. Comics get dextromethorphan and guanfacine. Just here, drink and get relief from cough. Ide kulele to drink.
Are they relief now? I love comics.
Now, Orange Drugs Limited, they distribute comics. Products will make you drowsy. If symptoms never stop after 3 days, make you waka go see your doctor. Comics, Ide kulele.
Enjoy Golden Penny Pasta your way.
Hero Hunter Motorbike yóò mú ìrírí titun pátápátá bá àwọn ọlọ́kadà àti gbogbo ará ìlú tó ń gùn wọn lójoojúmọ́. Àwọn tó ṣe Hero Hunter Motorbike ti ṣètò ìfigagbága ojú ọ̀nà láti dán Hero Hunter wò nígbà tí àwọn ọmọ Nàìjíríà yóò máa wòran rẹ̀ lórí ayélujára. Àwọn àṣàyàn ọlọ́kadà ní Ìbàdàn, Adó Èkìtì, Àkúrẹ́, Ìlọrin àti Gombe yóò gbìyànjú láti rin ìrìn tó tó 15,000 kìlómítà láàrin 60 ọjọ́ ìrìn àjò náà. Àwọn olùborí ní ìpínlẹ̀ kọ̀ọ̀kan yóò sì lọ sílé pẹ̀lú ọ̀ṣàrà Hero Hunter Motorbike mẹ́ta gẹ́gẹ́ bí ìfagbára fún láti ilé iṣẹ́ tó ń ṣe wọ́n jáde. Wàyí o, ìfigagbága ojú ọ̀nà yìí yóò bẹ̀rẹ̀ láti ọjọ́ 11 oṣù December títí di oṣù February ọdún 2022. Èròǹgbà Hero Motor Corp àti àwọn alájọṣòwòpọ̀ wọn Nigeria Kewaram and Chanride Group ní eléyìí láti fagbára fún ọ kó o lè ní ọ̀kadà púpọ̀ rẹpẹtẹ.
Hello? James, look, I'm on the expressway. My car just broke down. I don't even know what to do.
Sorry, you do not have sufficient credit to continue this call.
Oh, please, no.
Why not?
This is an important call.
Then you should have recharged.
I would, but I'm in a position where I can't.
Why not borrow some credit then?
Borrow credit? How?
With Glow Borrow Me Credit, you can borrow airtime and pay later. It's easy. Just dial *321# and follow the instructions.
Wow, that's fantastic.
Glow is always there for you when it matters most.
Sorry, James. As I was saying, my car just broke down now and I have no help here.
Talk now, pay later with Glow Borrow Me Credit.
Glow Unlimited.
Welcome back. It is still Splash 105.5 FM, the Integrity Station. And here I have got Adejoke Adepoju Oyekon, and she's into book publishing. And we're talking today about book culture and really how to, have a productive year using, books, reading books. And I mean, you're a publisher, so I mean, I know you know the importance of reading, but what really impacts? Are we saying, if we say that readers are leaders, are we saying that there are leaders who all leaders must be readers? So you can't be a leader unless you read.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes. If you're going to lead, you have to read. Because what are you going to pass across to who you're leading?
Right. How about people who are like, I mean, there are sometimes I'm like that too, where I just don't feel like reading. I'll pick up a book and I could be on the first chapter for months. Or some people who reading just doesn't come naturally to them. Is it that they are not pushing themselves enough, or everyone should?
No, we have people like that they don't like reading. Actually, they feel like reading, you're punishing them.
Yes.
But it takes time. Develop yourself. You can start with little volumes, like 20 pages, 10 pages. Start reading newspapers, even blogs. Read. Try developing your mind. When you see texts being sent to you, read it. When you're reading that, you develop it and start taking gradually little small books that you can read, flip through and read and find interest. Oh, this is interesting. With time, you develop that attitude.
So it's something you can nurture.
You can nurture.
Okay.
It's a skill you can nurture and develop. Now, if you say reading culture, reading is an habit. Culture is a way of life.
True.
So reading, habit, culture, a way of life. So you make it a way of life. You want to move forward to read. So, for example, if you put somebody that reads so well with someone that doesn't read, the difference will be so clear. Very, very clear. Because the person will be able to tell you more. From what he or she has read, she has more knowledge. She has seen. She might not have been to that place exactly.
Yes.
But she asked me something about South Africa. I might not have been there. But I can tell you about South Africa. Do you understand?
Yes.
So that is our reading.
And that is reading. Okay, someone sent this to me. Which says Nigeria has been rated by the World Culture Score Index as one of the countries in the world with the lowest reading culture, while available statistics from National Commission for Mass Literacy, Adult and Non-Formal Education shows that 38% of Nigerians are non-literate, as 4 in 10 primary school children cannot read for comprehension. Regrettably, this adverse development is an ominous challenge the country seems not to be paying needed attention to. Note that you can only learn by reading. There is generally a poor reading culture in the country. The rich literacy history the country is famous for is gradually being eroded. Once upon a time, the country paraded the best set of authors and publishers in Africa. Then, reading was an innate affection for both young and old. This reading inclination reflected so much on the quality of leadership and civil discipline that brought pride to Nigerians anywhere in the world. So where did we go wrong? If you're saying, okay, obviously the reading culture has sort of reduced. What was it that back in the day, we would have thought that even, back in the day, I mean, we didn't have all the things that we have accessible to us.
We were reading. And I think the attention shifted to something else.
Social media.
Yes, attention. It's not that social media is not good.
Yes.
It is. But for children, you have to monitor them.
Right.
You have to guide them because they can overdo it.
Sure.
The internet,
easily distracted.
Yes, internet the social media, you see them scrolling on their phone. They want to be like the celebrity they are seeing.
Exactly.
They don't know what the celebrity has gone through. They want to be that. That is one. Then two, the library. Just go to public schools, the government-owned schools. You hardly find libraries.
I remember
there.
when I was younger, I used to always go to CMS. I used to live in Lagos Island at the time. And I remember as a young girl, now I'm thinking I probably was by 11 or 12 or something. And by myself, I would walk to CMS, go to the library, sit down, and just read books.
You know, it's. But these days it's coming back. We have authors now, and even Nigerian authors. People are getting books out there.
Yes.
But libraries in public-owned schools, it's so rare to find that. Even in private schools, when you find libraries there, they are not well stocked.
Or the students cannot even go there. They are just like museums.
Another thing is they are only equipped with their text, their academic book.
I see, yes.
But they need to be
storybooks. Reading shouldn't just only be.
Yes, don't just make them to read the text. Let them go. Let them read wide.
Yes.
Let them read other things. Let them get interested in other things.
Exactly.
So the libraries. I just so I think we should look into that. The government should look into that.
Yes.
Then another thing is the library. We have state library. We have national library. We have state library in Oyo State at Dugbe, and we have national library at Yagoku. That was the day I went to the state library at Dugbe. I was surprised. It was well equipped with computers, but I could only find 5 people. Yes.
Wow.
So maybe
and it's open to the public.
Open to the public.
Wow.
So I was wondering, are they not aware?
Yes.
What is happening? People are not visiting the library, maybe busy with things, but we have to create that time. Even for our kids, our children, take them to the library.
Sure.
To the schools, they should create a good library. Don't just put text. You can ask for companies to donate. Go to bookstores. Tell them, donate books. There are some books they've kept for years. Ask them to donate books. Go to publishers.
Yes.
I remember when I was a book craft, we donate books.
Oh, wow.
A lot.
Wole Soyinka's books.
All our authors. So ask publishers to donate books. Ask people to donate books.
I mean, you just mentioned how, was it Yakong? Which library did you? Did you want in Dubai?
Yes,
and you said only 5. Yes, do you think it's also the, economic situation of things around the world also may affect people? Because people think, read books. Have I finished eating that I will come and carry a book to read? But I guess people don't know that. There's a lot you can learn that can even help you to build something that can use to eat.
That is why I said you have to be intentional about it. Create that time. Create that time. One of the things I'm going to say, or let me just say, is like to have a productive 2022.
Yes.
Let's try this method.
Okay.
Called Dear Hour.
Right.
DEAR.
Okay.
Which is read a book every day.
Oh, read a book every day.
Yes. Hour to read. Create a time and read that book. Just create that book.
Doesn't have to be read the whole book in 1 hour.
No.
Even if it's just one page.
No.
Okay.
Just their hour. Just read that book. Take a book and read.
Okay.
Create that time and say, no, this time I want to read.
Right. Okay. So, all right. So that's the first tip for having a productive 2022. She says create a called day hour.
Yeah.
Okay, where you pick up a book.
Yes.
And that hour of the day.
Yeah. Or minute.
You read a portion of a book.
Yes.
All right.
You might not finish the book, just read.
Okay, who wants to go on this challenge with Adejoke? Oh, wow. We've got somebody in the studio who's going on this challenge. So who wants to go on this challenge? What does it take? Obviously, one of the things you need to do is create the time. Let's talk about the process to, actually by creating them and consistency. Because, I know sometimes it can be hard. If you fail today, don't say, because one of the things that affect me is when I have a challenge and then I fail a day or two, then I just drop the whole challenge. But no, pick yourself up. And just like how when they say you take an antibiotic, if you don't take it today, continue your next dosage. And obviously, don't quit it. Yeah. And we went to that break as well, because let's talk about, I think reading also, helping your, a person actually being fond of reading is something you can inculcate from when they are much younger. I was telling you about how, when I was pregnant, I used to read a lot.
Yeah.
And now we can't go to bed. There's no bedtime if you don't read a story.
Studies have shown that when you read to your baby in the womb,
yes,
the year, and when they come out, they still want to hear their voice. So when you continue reading to them from 1, 2, 3, they start reading early.
Yes.
Before they can write, they have to read.
Oh, interesting.
So by 3, 4, 5, they start reading. So by 6, you have them that can read a sentence, simple sentence.
Yes.
So you get a little small book, heavily pictorial book, graphical book for children.
Yes.
From that, you develop their reading habit.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I know a lot of parents want to force their children to read serious stuff, especially if your children are not. I'm not inclined to read the first piece. The worst thing you can do is not try and force books on them. Take them to the bookshop.
Don't force.
And we have an amazing bookshop. Here.
Yes.
Get them to pick whatever they like. There's sometimes children pick books and I'm seeing 2 horns and I'm like, what was this on again? Please don't bring demon into our house. But I just breathe and just say, okay, if that's what you want to read, pick it up and read. As long as they are reading. Yes, I know that some people obviously don't want their children to read. As long as it's not over 18, it's not beyond their age. Then yes.
You should take your children to bookstores, because that will even enlighten and broaden their mind, their knowledge, and say, oh, I want this, I want this. Pictures, they advise that children should read more pictorial books.
Right, because so the imagination.
Imagination.
Fantastic.
So if you're writing something of like 2 paragraphs, no, for children's book, you write maybe few words, but more of pictures.
Pictures, right.
So take them out, take them to bookshops, let them go out, take them to book readings, let them meet authors, talk to authors.
Yes.
That will even encourage them and say, I want to be like so, I want to be like Chimamanda, I want to be like Shoyinka.
Yes.
So from that, there you can try. I think there was a time I met author, 10 years old, 12 years old author.
Oh, wow.
12, yes.
Wow.
Two girls.
Yes.
And I asked them, when did you start reading? They said from the age of 7, they started writing.
Wow.
Their parents developed and said, start writing. And they started publishing their books.
Wow. And look, that's intellectual property that nobody can ever take away from you.
Yes.
I mean, it's... And how much impact does the reading have on, or how much reading do you need to be a writer? I guess I can put it that
way. How much reading do you need to do? Do you need... There is no amount of reading that you keep reading to be a writer. If you want to write well, read well.
You have to be a reader.
Yes. If you're going to write about, let's say, crime, for example, we have John Grisham.
Yes.
Those are the books I was reading. Growing up, I was reading a lot of that. And sometimes I would say, I want to be...
Right.
I said I want to be DSA. But so, if you want to, even if you're in a business, you can read books. You want to write about business, you want to write about catering, about recipes. Go and read.
Recipe books.
Yes. Go and read. Just read anything. Tell your children, read, and let them start writing. When they're writing, even if you don't have money to publish, you can package it. And call their friends together. They will be happy and say, this is what my child has written. Just do a little party, maybe during the birthday or something. Just to encourage. I saw something not quite long that there is this person, a parent, told the child that if you can read 2 books a day, I'll pay you so.
Wow, that's good. Good incentive.
And I asked the question that, are you paying to encourage and to read?
Are you bribing her to read?
Are you bribing her to read? And said that as long as she's reading, that would develop the skill of reading. And you don't know, she might be an author.
Yes, absolutely. And I definitely, because I mean, I was still telling my kids recently that the things that you read or things that you learn, it can't come out of you again. It's already in you, whether it's chores, you know how to cook or whatever, you're learning a life skill, you're reading a book, it's already in there.
It's there.
And that's what sort of makes you who you are. All of the skills that you've acquired, all the books that you've read, eventually when you talk, that's why people look at you and say, oh, wow.
You will stand out. They want to listen to you when you talk. I'm like, this person has something to offer.
And we're not just talking accent or speaking good English. You can speak good English and have accent, and after it's like you're just speaking in a nonsense. But when you read books, and that's for me, so I had to challenge myself because I didn't want to be a speaker who was just articulate, who just had who just sounded good, but also had something to offer. And for me, that's why I realized that, I mean, you can't get I mean, the most depth you can get is, from reading books. And it can be tough. If you're like me, it can be tough when you pick up a book and it's like, you get distracted with your phone, get distracted with television. But you have to keep pushing. And
distractions will come. Just put your phone on silent. That is why I say dear hour. Take that time or dear minutes and read.
Yes, so a dear hour or dear minute of the day.
Or the day.
Yes.
If you skip it this day,
yes,
you can
pick it up again.
Yes.
Okay, I like that.
So it's not only for children, for adults too. If you're having challenges in your business, read up.
Right.
Go online, read up there. Google is your friend, so you can get different topics, different things on Google to read. Read about your business, read on how to improve on your busines, and so on. Read about history, religion, about other countries as well. If you're disturbed, reading also is therapeutic.
Yes.
Ease off the stress. If you're reading for fiction, if you're looking for entertainment, read literary works. Fiction, you'll be entertained, you'll start smiling, you'll find yourself smiling. And if you want knowledge, go and read non-fiction. Non-fiction are like biographies.
Yes, because real life experiences. Yes.
You read the experience and you learn. Like, this is how this person made money. I want to read about history, read why, read other genres. Don't just read, I love fiction. Yes. I will stay with fiction.
Yes. Read wide.
Yes, read wide. Read poetry.
Yes.
Yes, short stories. Poetry is so interesting too.
It is.
Yes, so read wide. Don't just say, this is my business, this is why I love reading.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so, I did say I was good. I had an announcement. And of course, it's very nerve-wracking, but thank you to everybody who's been following my teases on social media for the past few days. I said I had a big announcement today, and some people have already started reminding me from around 6 a.m. this morning on social media that today has now come more. Ronke Giwa Onafuwa, what's the announcement you said you have? And so apt because we'll talk today about what I'm talking today to a publisher. And she's not just a publisher, and she's my publisher, and she's helped publish my first book, my debut novel. Thank you so much. And she's published my debut novel, which will be available soon. But I'll share it on social media, and of course I'll share links on how to also support and get the book for yourself. It's called Lara's Lessons.
Eventually.
It's called Lara's Lessons, and it's fiction. How do I describe? Okay, it's fiction.
Fiction.
Yes, it's fiction, and it's the target for Lara's Lesson is obviously adolescent girls. Everyone knows I've been passionate about adolescent girls forever. I've done Who's That Girl year on year until the pandemic, and it's an avenue where we bring young girls together. I bring speakers, encourage, inspire, educate, and just talk to them like a big sister. So for me, this book has been long time coming. I'd been procrastinating it for years and years and years. And Lara's Lesson is about a young adolescent girl who goes through life learning different lessons about money. There's a chapter about kindness, a chapter about the association you keep. There's a chapter about
being your authentic
self. Yes, you don't have to put a chapter. I'm always talking about being your authentic self. And when I talk to young people, I'm always talking about, because that's the stage in their life where they're very awkward, where they're easily pressured and all of that. So there are different chapters about different lessons, and Lara is someone you should definitely meet. So I hope that you all get the book, read the book.
Yeah.
And it's exciting.
I want to say thank you for the trust.
Thank you. Oh, she's such an inspiring publisher. I hadn't finished the book when I met her, and when I told her about it, that I have this book, I'm halfway done, and then she said, we can do it. And I got through the finish line with her, encouragement and stuff, and you have been very patient and been such a fantastic publisher. So I give you big thumbs up.
Thank you
for getting us to this point where the book is out. I think we have a dummy copy for those who are watching on Facebook. Let's show them a dummy copy. But yes, Lara's Lesson is born. Yes.
Okay, and this is the hardback.
Yes, that's the hardback. Yes. So we'll let you know when it's out and you can purchase. But thank you so much. Which also that's why for me this topic today, for me, is so important, because I know there are so many people who have hit that roadblock in their life. And really, your breakthrough could come from reading a book. And there are so many books. Whatever issue it is that you need more knowledge on, there's a book for it.
Yes.
Entrepreneurship, there's a book on, I don't know, your relationships. There's, also, what I love about my book is, even though it's fiction, there are real life lessons that every teenager, in fact, some of the situations there happened to me. My most interesting chapter to write was something that was inspired by a real life example, the chapter on association.
I was going to say inspired by real life.
Yes.
I said, okay, wait.
Yes, inspired by real life. So if you get to read and you read chapter 9, and you're like, oh, what? It actually happened. Yeah, something similar happened to me when I was younger, when I was about 16. So that one was reading sort of like loosely around what happened. So for me, it's because they're so for me, I had to get to a point where if I wanted to get out the author in me, I needed to read more books. And I think that really helped me. That's why today we're talking about how to have a more productive 2022. You want to learn how to balance your books as an entrepreneur. There are books.
Yeah.
There are books for that.
You can even have a small library in your home. Create a small corner for your kids. Have different kinds of books for your children, for you. They are cheap. You can walk into the stores and get your books. I heard somebody saying, "I did cheap." Yes.
They're second-hand books.
Yes, they are affordable, really. Just get a corner, just have your furniture made, and tell your children to lead by example.
Exactly. I was going to say, if your children don't see you read, there's no amount of go and sit down in that corner and read that will make them readers. If your children do not, so even if you have to pretend that your day hour, you to sit down and pretend like you're, when they see you do it, because your children want to be like you.
Their hour. That means you two, you are reading. Just say, okay, take your book.
Yes.
No. Yes. Let them see you. You two, okay, I'm reading. And the fun thing about reading is when you're reading, summarize, come together. What have you read? Okay, share what you've read. And they will ask you, Mommy, what have you? Don't say, I don't know. Don't ask me. No. Ask me.
So that's why you must also read. You don't pretend. Read.
So you read. Let them ask you questions. Let them. I remember while growing up, my dad would say, get a vocabulary note.
Write new words that you've learned. I used to do that when I was younger, and that really helped my vocabulary as well.
So write new words. Let them get a note. Get them a note to write new words. And
check it out in a dictionary. Use it.
Yes. And when they come up writing and tell you, Mommy, I've written this, don't just discard it and say, it can't make a sentence. But no. Encourage. Encourage. Recently, somebody sent a manuscript to me written by a 10-year-old. Wow. I was reading, the tenses were all over, and I just said, this is
the mind.
Good.
You see the mind behind
Yes, this is good. We should publish this for this.
I know how many times my back and forth on my book. And
that is the
this line is confusing. What are you trying to say here? I thought I was a good enough writer.
You are.
But still, my book came out plenty times.
You are. But that is why you give the editor and the proofreader work to do. You are a good writer.
Oh, thank you.
So, but it has to go through the process.
Yes.
The editor has to read it, the proofreader has to go through it, and then comes back and forth until it is okay and said, yes, this is fine.
Right, phenomenal. Yes. I mean, when I was younger, one of the things that helped me also was, and I know it used to annoy, I always tell this story all the time about how I used to annoy my sisters. When I'm reading books, I couldn't read it within me, and I still do that. When I was proofreading this book, when we're going back and forth, I started to read it out loud to my family. So when I was younger, about 6, 7, 8, when we're reading the Enid Blytons, reading the Mallory Towers, I would be reading out loud, and my sister would go, why can't you read your own, inside you? But reading out loud for me was great because it allowed me to hear my voice. It allowed me, find my voice, and it allowed me to be a better reader because then I was listening to myself and stuff like that. So
you'll be able to communicate very well. Yes, very well. So reading out is very good. In publishing, they taught us that when reading, you read out. Right. Sometimes you print it out because when you're reading on the computer, sometimes you can skip text. You can just
get distracted.
Yes, so just print it out and read out. Because sometimes you might think you read in, and missing that in.
Yes.
And you just keep that.
Yes.
So that is why it is advisable. So you did a very good job.
Yay.
I'm sure people are very excited. They want to get the book.
I'm excited. I'm shaking already. I have goosebumps because it's like having a baby and then presenting it to the world, you're like, oh my gosh,
I know the
no,
feeling.
like, exactly. So I'm very, very anxious, and yes. So look out. I'll definitely let you all know.
I will say congratulations.
Thank you so much.
More to come.
Yes, amen. Yes, with this, after this, I mean, it feels for me like I can, because before this, I never saw myself
This book
as writing.
should be recommended to all schools.
Thank you.
As a publisher, I'm saying that.
Yay, thank
should
you.
be recommended from ages 8. Yes.
Fantastic. Yes, absolutely. Wow.
If you can read, yes,
Awesome.
from ages 8. Because this is, I wish I had this kind of book.
That's what a lot of people said. That's what and that's why I wrote this book for me.
Adolescent age. So to understand them, not only for children,
yes.
parents should also read this.
Yes. That's one of the things, yes, because writing from it, I also wrote from her parents' angle and her relationship with her parents and how her parents handled sort of the issues that she faced. Because some of the times, yes, our adolescents will face certain issues, but how we handle it will determine if we push them farther away into trouble or we help them to overcome.
Let me say, I was listening to something about Lara.
Lara. I was just like her when I was young. But yes, but that's phenomenal. So, I mean, before we round off, we're talking about reading again, and I really want to appeal to everyone because reading is so important. And I think it will elevate you as a person. So if you want to be elevated, I was talking about going to the next level, if reading doesn't include some of the work you're going to put into it, I don't know, it's going to be difficult to
at least we
get
read
into
our
that
Bibles.
Well, there's some people don't. They just put it under their pillow.
No,
they put it under their pillow.
We eat now.
Exactly. So if you can read, sometimes even though I don't encourage it, but you might. For me, I always tell my children, as long as you're reading, I don't even, if you are eating dinner, most of the time I don't encourage it, but that you are, at least it's better than you're scrolling on your phone and eating dinner. That I'm always like, put down your phone.
I remember. Then, instead of the phone, we have a book opened and you're eating.
Yes, and you're eating. You're most of the time in the toilets. It's also one of my favorite places to read.
You're not alone.
Exactly. It's my favorite places to read. So reading is so important. So this, and I like one of your biggest tip, find a day, hour, day, minute, and challenge yourself to read. If you want to be a leader, if you're leading an organization, leading people, and you don't read, this is when you have some of your subordinates overshadowing you. Because if they are readers and you are there, you are the manager of the, of the group or the department, and you're not reading and elevating yourself. That's how you have people,
another thing, reading again for children when they have the smartphone. They can be very distracted.
Yes.
So
I don't encourage reading from a smartphone, especially if for young children. Before you know, its own WhatsApp message has entered. Even for me as an adult, I know how distracting it is. I'm trying to work on my laptop. Something comes from Instagram, I quickly go there. Something comes from WhatsApp. So I would not encourage that children read.
Taking phones to school, I don't encourage that also because that's a lot of distraction. So I will tell parents, please monitor.
Oh, absolutely.
Yes, monitor them. And even in school, they can start the dear moment, dear hour, dear, yes. In school, the teachers can stand there and say, okay, it's time to read.
Absolutely.
But not the text now.
Me, I'm old-fashioned. My children don't have phones until they're 17.
No, you are not old-fashioned.
They're 17. So
you are not old-fashioned. So they should create time and say, okay, it's time to read. Not the academic books, something that will interest them.
Absolutely. And even as an adult, if you struggle to read, start from the shallow end. Don't just jump into trying to read books that look like... or don't just try to jump into Wale Soyinka books. Don't do it.
You will get a dictionary.
Exactly. Yes.
Just when you're reading Soyinka's book, just get a dictionary beside you. But start from something simple.
Yes.
Walk into bookstores. We have lots of them and get something simple. 20 pages, 30 pages, and start reading.
Absolutely. So, well, thank you very much for being a part of the... Okay, these are text messages from earlier, but thank you very much for being a part of the program. Thank you, Adejoke, for being here. Thank you for the work that you do. Let us continue to encourage reading. And of course, if more people write good books, more people, especially Nigerian authors, we need more Nigerian authors who write awesome books that even young people want to read. So let's have good quality books out there. And of course, you can't be a writer if you're not a reader. So you have to put something in you that you can actually put out there in the world.
Can I say something? Yes, if you're finding it difficult reading, or you've written something and you find it difficult concluding what you've written, or just say, I'm stuck. you can get in touch. Or if you need books.
To encourage you,
yes,
really?
if you
Wow,
need books,
fantastic.
I can donate books and say, okay, take this, give it to your children.
Fantastic.
So,
Well, you're on Instagram or how can?
yes, on Instagram.
What's your handle?
Reader's Crib.
Reader's Crib.
Yes.
CRIB.
Reader's Crib. Yes. With
okay, so they can find you
Adejoke.
there.
Yes,
Okay.
even on Facebook and
as well.
Yes.
And they can. I think you have like
Adejoke
you have a
Oyeko.
podcast where you talk to authors and stuff like that on Reader's Crib as well.
Yes, I interview authors because why I started that program, I just noticed we have a lot of books coming out every day.
Wow.
Every day. And some of those books are just lying down. We don't know them. So I just said, okay, let's start reviewing books, interviewing them.
Yes.
And you can get in touch. Just search for Adejoke Oyeko on social media.
Adejoke Oyeko. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you.
And for talking to us today. If we don't take anything away, you can take that she's talked to us about a reader's hour or reader's minute, where you challenge yourself every day to read a portion of a book. It could be just a minute, but you pick up a book.
Paragraph.
Yes, and you just pick it every day. Who's going on this challenge? Okay, Toby's already going on this challenge with us. So yes, I'm going to also do this every day. I'm going to read a portion, even if it's a line. I will read a day. All right, readers are leaders. So if you want to be a leader, please pick up a book and read so we can have a productive 2022. We can have elevated conversations in 2022. We can have, better governance even, because then you know what to challenge, you know what to speak about, you know how to challenge those in authority.
If you have a literate society, we have a developed nation.
Absolutely. So, true. Thank you so much once again for your time, for being here. Thank you
me.
for publishing my book. Thank you very much. Yes, thank you so much. Thank you so much. All right, that's it on today's show. Thank you for being a part of the program. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Thank you for your comments and contributions as well. We've got Tiffun Theatre coming up at 9 o'clock. And then, of course, until later, when I'm back your way at 1 with the major news. My name is Ronke Giwa Onafuwa. Good morning.
Splash FM 105.5.
Season of fun, hope rising, cherish the season, relish the nourishment of